Hello, my name is Tiara and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I will be sewing the London gown by MoodFabrics. No, I will not be sewing the gown. I will be sewing the bodice. Here is a screenshot of the web page, maybe just the top. I don't know. Maybe I'll do both. And yeah, come along and join me. I did not originally create an intro to this video, so here I am now. I have a love-hate relationship with MoodFabrics, and I do not know if it's because I have not assembled one of their patterns correctly in the past, and
It kind of made me create a dress that wasn't my size, so I'm kind of bitter about it still.
but here I am. I did make the muslin. I liked how it fits. I did only do the shell, so I was kind of walking in with a foot in the dirt, but it was fine. It turned out wonderfully. And yeah, I think I'm just going to be rambling from here on out, so I'm going to end the intro here and get right into it. Yesterday I went ahead and cut out my bodice pieces. I am using the London gown by MoodFabrics because I did make a muslin out of it. So for this top I am going to do two hacks. I am going to make a zipper closure instead of these eyelets. So I increased by 2 inches off the edge. And then also, because the original pattern makes you cut two of these mirrored, I'm assuming because they added boning in through the middle of it, I cut it on the fold. And because I knew I would have excess seam allowance, I ended up folding the fabric. Then I measured 1/2 inch here on both sides, go away 1/2 inch. And then my lining, it came with separate pieces. I have decided to put interfacing onto the lining just to stabilize the shirt a little more because it will be fitted and I am not using boning. I think I would just prefer a bit more structure. So here is the front and back facing, which I forgot to print out with the pattern before. Because the London gown is actually a dress, I ended up only printing out the bodice pieces, and yeah, it seemed I missed the facing. I would also like to add for this whole project, I did not pay attention to any grain line. I just used whatever fabric I had left to cut this piece, and it turned out. I also decided for this top I was going to make these straps adjustable, and thankfully I had these kicking around. Oh, thank God. Okay, so right now I am going to start pinning everything together. I started with the lining. Usually when I do not have to be mindful of the time, I will pin one side, take it to the sewing machine, sew it, and then return to pin the other side. But here you are going to see me pin both sides of this top and then take it to the sewing machine. Dare I say I would not recommend it at all because I did end up poking myself with these pins quite a bit, but nevertheless, we finished the top. And you will see me here sew over the pins. This is time lapsed, so this is going way faster than I was sewing in real life. I decided I was going to sew over these pins because I did need to add ease in the bust area, and I wanted this top to cup the girlies perfectly, so it is what it is. And I am no professional, but the seam allowance we are using for this pattern is 1/2 inch. So if I wanted to add boning into this top, I would likely just sew down my seam allowance and then add my boning into that pocket. For this top, I did not add boning. I only stabilize it with the interfacing, but who knows, maybe in the future I will recreate it and test my theory. Okay, so because I ended up putting my iron on too hot of a temperature and not double checking, I now need to cover this. I have a piece of the fabric here. It has absolutely no interfacing, and pretty much I'm just going to tack it down to the best of my ability. This will be on the inside of the shirt, so I'm not too worried. Okay, so this is what it looks like for now. I did sew the patch on. I'm honestly very proud of the stitching. I wish I did it a little bit closer to the edge here and on the bottom, but I'm happy. I just sewed this together, and this is the facing. And here I am just making a notch so I know where the middle point is for when I attach the facing to the lining. I don't know if I mentioned this before or if I'll mention it in my intro, but this is the London gown from MoodFabrics. I've got a lot to say about MoodFabrics, but darn, do I want to add interfacing to this then too? Yes. Okay, so right now I just finished zigzagging all of the seams together. And now that I'm done that, I'm going to go back and repin where I removed the pins so I could zigzag stitch. Is this considered overkill? Over the cups? Absolutely not. I'm gonna put my stitch length to about 3.5. I am going to go back and top stitch each of these lines just to hold like this little flap down. Okay, now I'm gonna zigzag all of this and then top stitch it, but press it upwards. Now, don't get me wrong, I do not remember if it was when I was top stitching the facing or when I was attaching it to the lining pieces, but it does get pretty finicky, so all I can suggest is go slow, smooth out your fabric, and yeah, if you need to, do not get discouraged. I'm pretty sure where that clip just jumped, I ended up back stitching, releasing that stitch, and then starting again. I decided to not use any fusible interfacing on the outside bodice pieces just because I did not want to risk the chance of it causing any weird, like rippling effects that it can if it's not ironed properly. This fabric I got from the either the bargain or the clearance section in Fabricland when they had their like pretty good sale going on. It just screamed summer to me. I instantly fell in love with it when I seen it on the bolt. As for what it is made of, I am not completely sure, but it drapes beautifully. They did have something similar when I went back, but instead of it having the orange background that you see here, it was like a dark gray. So this is where I am right now. So it's 9:44 p.m. and I am going to stop sewing for the night. I think. Yeah, I am. I'm gonna stop sewing tomorrow because it is my last day at work and then I have 3 days off. I'm going to top stitch down the extra fabric here. Realistically, I should have trimmed it way more. I'm actually so happy with it. I want to wear it with its matching skirt, but it'll be like a little two-piece outfit. My only thing is, what do I want the bottom to be? Do I want to add a little gathered section right at the bottom? I'll have to go look up inspiration because I don't know. I am going to be top stitching all of these. a little bit.
Oh!
So this is my first video check-in. I don't think I've actually checked in with my face for a while, so I decided to do that now. I am curious to see how I will edit this in the future, but I have faith. So this is what I am working with right now. This is the London gown. I know for sure, let me take this up the tiniest bit. So I am not wearing a bra. Ooh, I might have to try it on with my bra because I will be wearing it to work. Hopefully, that's the goal. Work friendly. There will be straps here. I'm gonna try it on with a bra before I do anything else, but there is room up top for me to obviously take it in a little bit more. It is going to have a inner layer of just white. I just need to go back in and snip these so they lay a little bit flatter because right now they do not. This is it with a bra. So I think I am gonna have to take it in like a little bit on the sides, or a lot. Let me take it in again. I tried this thing on like 9 times the other day when I finally finished it. It's been a couple days since I've worked on it. Okay, so this is, I did take it in a bit more and I think that's all. I will take it in. I don't remember if I mentioned this in the beginning of the video, but the MoodFabrics pattern does not come with any straps. This is a strapless gown. So I guess this is considered another hack. Super simple, super easy. These straps are 1/2 inch wide because I needed to accommodate for my adjustable pieces I showed earlier. And yeah, I created this simply by just taking a strip of the fabric, folding it to kind of make like my own bias binding, and then sewing down both edges. Okay, and I have to pop in once more and kindly ask for you to ignore behind Russell and beside him. That bin you see to the left is all of my unfinished sewing projects that I thought I would get to or wanted to leave open as an option to get to while I was on my holidays from work. I got the straps on. I am gonna pull these honestly a fair bit away. A little bit more. Is it lining up? Yes. Okay, so from this side upwards, I am taking away just under 3.5 inches of strap. Cool. Right here. Now, let's see. We'll go middle, middle. Should have made a fucking notch. That's fine. Not fabric safe, but we're doing it anyway. So at least this here. Now I just got to extend this piece right here because I'm gonna give myself a generous amount for the zipper. It's about 1.5 inches. I'll do 1.5 inches on each side. So literally all I am going to do is unpin this, trim this off completely. Sides together, don't really have a right side on this. So we'll go, oh, I gotta interface it first. So I'm gonna interface this and then I will be attaching it here and here. And then I'm gonna cut all of this shit off before it makes me mad. So this is gonna be a, what is this? 1 centimeter seam allowance. Please also keep in mind that I am deviating away from the pattern instructions. The 1 centimeter seam allowance I gave myself just because I did not need something as generous as 1/2 inch, but I also did not want to take away from the height of the top of the bodice, I will say. So that is why I only gave myself 1 centimeter of a seam allowance. I am also backstitching on the strap just to ensure that, you know, it is extra secure and it will not fall loose. Okay. Okay. Darn. Good enough. Okay. I think we're good, Dylan. So right now, this is going to be my ruffle. I hope I don't need any more, but I'm just hemming it before I attach it. And I'm doing kind of like a different hem. I think they suggest doing this hem on lighter fabrics where you fold it once and then you sew it close to the edge and then you flip it and sew it and you'll have like a perfect small tiny hem. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. Hopefully I'll get it in frame. And yeah, I'm just gonna cut it short like that, probably not go any closer. So I hemmed this ruffle before actually gathering it into the ruffle. Like I said before, I have absolutely no idea what this fabric is made out of, but I did not notice any like stretching or distorting of the fabric, and I have already worn this a handful of times. So we just got out of Fabricland. We were there for 45 minutes. I got 3 possible zippers. I got some elastic thread because I want to try shearing. And then I got little hook eye closures. And more thread, more white thread. Okay, so I'm gonna have to ask you to ignore this corner because I am not gonna clean it. Sorry, not sorry. So, ooh, cool. Uh-oh. Okay, so I will probably try and leave enough for the tiniest, babyest hem here. So I think I'll leave that much. I hope this is in frame. Yes. I am going to pin this and watch my chiropractor video, so I hope you don't mind. So now that I pinned them, I'm going to sew just enough to cover the lowest line. Ooh, that's kind of a lot. I'm just going to sew enough to cover the lowest line. After I do that, I will do an overlock stitch over the raw edges. I will then press the raw edges up into the bodice, and then hopefully I can just fold this and, you know, stitch it down somewhere. So yes, onward. Oh, I'm pretty mad at myself because I paused my video because I was setting myself up at my sewing machine and I forgot to unpause it, so I missed all of the, you know, sewing. Oh my god, this is adorable. Okay, let me try it on. Okay, so it's 8. Oh my god, it's almost 9 o'clock. Hear me out. I think I did it. Wow. I'm going to trim these just a little bit. So I install all of my zippers this way. I know there is probably a better way to do this, but for me, this is just how it works. I sandwich it in between the outer layer and the lining like so, and then just pin. the zipper down all the way first, or if I want to sew the zipper down, pivot, and then go across, which is probably what I will do. I just tucked and pinned the lining. I am almost done. I am super excited. My least favorite bit about this top though is this unfinished edge. And it's on both of these little flaps. But it is 110% my fault because I am just way too lazy to attach more of this fabric here. I'm gonna go ahead and sew this now and be back.